And with that, the NS Eccentric is entirely rebuilt and ready to go for this season. I switched out my XX1 cassette. Actually, I think this is an AXS cassette, if I remember correctly when I bought it. But it was the oil slick one, and you can still see kind of some of the oil slick is still there. And my DMR pedals, which I absolutely loved these DMR pedals. Ran them almost, 2-3 years now. And decided to switch it to black. The reason why I did that was I thought with this bike frame, it did not need the oil slick. So I've really cut back on a lot of the oil slick that was on this bike. I still have the oil slick saddle, the NS stem, which I wanted to keep that because this is an NS bike. And then the actual oil slick levers that I upgraded to, which I really like those levers. So I wouldn't mind switching those to black ones again, but those levers were a little expensive, so I decided to keep them on. So I only have oil slick in a couple places now, and I really just wanted the frame to shine. With this build, the frame is just beautiful. The paint job that Clayton did over in Greenup, he just absolutely killed it. He did such an amazing job. And honestly, without him doing that for me, this paint job for me, I would not have rebuilt this at all to just kept it the same. So obviously the Onzas are gone with the white frame. White tires just weren't going to cut it. It wasn't going to look very good. So we did that. It's still got the GX axis shifting, wireless shifting. I've had that almost a year now. I'm going to be doing a long-term 1-year review on that here soon. Still working great though, absolutely love it. Put on the new DMR pedals, went with the black Brendogs, and it's like a flat black, and they look terrific. I am so stoked with those. And I switched to some Maxxis Ardents, front and back. Love skin wall, tan wall, you guys know that, so I wanted to keep that on here. But no, P&W dropper, P&W lever, P&W actual handlebars. I'm using the Marquee actual grip still, so I'm excited to get a ride in on those. I'm a big fan of Shimano brakes, so I'm running some Shimano XT front and backs. And I mean, that's really a Hydra i9, of course, hubs front and back, purple ones. And I do have Cushcore front and back. If you're running Cushcore, I don't think you necessarily need the front, but I went ahead and just bought the double pack, so I keep them. And I tell you what, doing a tire change with Cushcores sucks. That was terrible, but we got it done. We made it work. Of course, got the RockShox Revelation. A while ago, I did an internal swap in that. I'll put the video up here so you guys can click on that if you want to learn how to actually do an internal swap on your Revelation to make it more of a Revelation, what is that, Ultimate. The Ultimates, the Pike Ultimate and that kind of thing. So I've switched it to the internals of an Ultimate. So now it's a much, I shouldn't say much better fork, but it performs better. Whenever it was just a regular Revelation, it did terrific. But it's nice to have the extra bit of adjustment and that kind of a thing. So a little more plush, a little more responsiveness. I really like that, especially in a hardtail because that's the only actual shock you have. So you want to make sure it's a decent one. But I cannot believe, it's hard to see inside, but the paint actually has like a little bit of a purple tint to it. So it's like a pearlescent purple paint. And it's literally what I wanted this frame up here to be. And some of you know what that happened to this frame. Well, that might be out of picture, but this full suspension was supposed to be that build, or this type of paint and build, and this got really messed up. So it's just kind of chilling up here, and maybe someday I'll do something with it. Maybe it'll just stay up there forever, who knows. And who doesn't? This guy doesn't know, this guy. But so stoked with how this looks, so stoked with how this turned out, and I cannot wait to get the NS Eccentric back on the trails. I was really torn between buying a new bike and building it up and just painting this, and I decided to paint this. And I'm honestly so excited with how it turned out. So I know there's quite a few of you who are just the NS Eccentric lover just like I am. It's just a terrific hardtail, 140mm up front, 65-degree head angle, so it's an actual hardcore hardtail. Thing's just a beast. It's handled everything I've thrown at it. I've actually taken it to Shepherd Mountain Bike, which is a downhill park, and it did terrific. I mean, I've been blown away by this thing for the amount of time I've had it, and it's really not changed too much in form from when I originally got it now, besides the paint job. So, but nope, a nice little facelift on this bad boy, and hopefully to get another 2 years out of it, give or take. So someday I'll buy a new hardtail, but when I do, it'll be a really weird day because I love this NS. But thank you so much for tuning in today. Any questions, put them in the comments, and until next time, everybody take care.